Hello and welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be American Skin, 41 shots from High Hopes. Thanks very much to patron Carl Sutton for the request. Hello and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what we're going to do is go through all the individual parts. Okay, so this song is in the key of A major, tempo is approximately 103 BPM. Let's take a look at the chords first. So what we've got is an A5 power chord. So that's 0, 2, 2. Okay, root note A string. I use my first finger there to bar the D and the G. I've got F sharp 5 power chord. So that's 2, 4, 4. Using my first, third and fourth fingers. Root note E string there. E5. That's 0, 2, 2. Looks very similar to the A5, but you're just moving it up. So that's E5, 0, 2, 2. Root note E string. And then D5. So think of a D5 like a D major chord without your middle finger, using the underside of your third finger to block off the E string. So just playing the D, the G and the B strings. Okay, and then you've also got an A over C sharp, really nice chord here. It's just like you're barring an A major kind of chord here, hence the A major over C sharp, and the D, the G and the B strings with my first finger, and then use the third finger to play the C sharp on the 4th fret of the A string. Okay, and then he also, I think he's playing an E5, like a full E5 in the rockier sections later. I'm not certain about this, but there's lots of layers on this track, like most Bruce tracks, but I know he likes this chord voicing. So it's adding the little finger 4th fret G string. You can kind of play the open B and the open E, as well as just like an extension of the E5 that we had earlier. That's the full E5, and then we've got an A major, using your first finger, playing the 4 middle strings, 0, 2, 2, 2. Okay, and then you've also got an F sharp minor over C sharp. Okay, so this is a common way that Bruce likes to play his bar chords. Instead of playing the full bar chord, just kind of uses his third finger, the 4th fret A, little finger 4th fret D, barring the G, B and E strings with his first finger. That's an F sharp minor over C sharp. So in the song structure, which I'll put up on the screen now, don't forget this will also be in the description, I've just referred to the F sharp minor over C sharp as an F sharp minor. It just keeps it a little bit simpler to read. So yeah, so hopefully you find the song structure useful as well. And then you also got a D5 over C sharp, I think that he's doing in the second chorus. So basically you can play the D5 with your first and second fingers, and then third finger on the 4th fret of the A string. Cool, so basically for the intro, first verse, first break, and middle 8, you've got very similar things going on. Minimal guitar, and it's just basically power chords with palm muting, and you're doing 8th notes or quavers for 2 bars for each chord. So intro, first verse, first break, exactly the same. It's this 8-bar riff. Okay, so you've got A5 for 2 bars, and F sharp minor for 2 bars, and then E5 for 2 bars, and D5 for 2 bars. Yeah, so nice and simple. You've got that synth going on. Obviously, the song's building up to the rockier bits later on. Okay, cool. So that's the intro, first verse, first break. Now the middle 8, it starts off with a 4-bar rest. Then you do that same 8-bar phrase again, but the last 2 bars, what you're going to do is build up the dynamics. You're going to do a kind of crescendo, getting louder. Start off palm muting, same quavers, 8th notes, downstrokes, and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah, so it's very similar, but just, yeah, do a bit of a crescendo in the end of the middle 8. Cool, so that's the intro, first verse, first break, and then middle 8. Okay, so let's take a look at the first, the second, and the third choruses. Okay, so in the first chorus, you've basically got some sort of nice down, down, up, up, down, up that we've had so many times before. But I think he's doing picking, like he's done in a lot of other videos that we've done. So if you remember that down, 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 up, down, up pattern, down, down, up, down, up, which is 1 crotchet or quarter note, 6 quavers or 8th notes, and one of them's tied on the start of beat 3. So that's down, down, up, down, up. He's doing something very similar here. We're going to do a bit more picking as well. So it's going to start on D5, down, down, up, down, up. But then once you've done 2 strums, on the D5, you do up stroke on the B, up on the G, and then down on the D, and then up on the G. So down, down, up, up, down, up. Then do the same thing with the A over C sharp. And go back to the D5, then A over C sharp. So this works really nicely. You might vary it up, again, especially live as well. This will be a really good foundation. And then basically what they're doing is a run, and I'm not even sure if he's playing these bass notes that I'm going to show you in a second, but it works really nicely, especially if you're playing it on your own as well, or open mic night and band or whatever. So, this next bit you're going to do, this next bar you're going to do 6 times. So, in there no secret, that kind of bit. So doing D5, 0, 2, 3, and that's, so D5, that's 1.5 beats. And then the 4th fret A string for 1.5 beats, dotted crotchet or quarter note, and then 2nd fret A string for crotchet or quarter note. Yeah, so you've got this 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. And obviously that's for 6 times. And then you've got E5, which is a semi-breve or whole note. I'm just going to play the E5 for a whole bar. Cool, so let's play the whole of the first chorus. So you can be a bit loose with some of the picking, you know, change it up if you want. And you get that run 6 to 1 time, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more time, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So the second chorus, it sounds like he's doing a little bit more picking here. So basically, again, it's quite minimal. You could always, again, a lot of these sort of things, if you don't like to pick, you can just strum the kind of chords instead. So here, what I suggest is going D5, down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up. All quavers or 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So with the D5, sounds like he's doing something like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up. And then do that D over C sharp and do the same thing. But again, you don't want to be too overpowering. It's quite sort of be soft when you're playing this. Then go back to the D5 again, do the same thing. And then so for the, instead of doing the run, which you did in the first chorus, and we're also going to do in the third chorus, it's just going to do a kind of minimal kind of picking thing with the D5. Down, up, up, down, up, up, and then up, up, up. The D string, B string, then G, and that's a crotchet quarter note, that third note, 1 and 2. And then you're going to go 3 and 4 and up, up, and then it's tied. And then up. So I'll play that bar, you're going to do 6 times in the second chorus. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and, or down, up, 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 up. Okay. Okay, and then you're going to play, finish with an E5. Cool, so I'll just go through the second chorus. Do that again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, E5, let that ring out. Cool, so the third chorus is basically exactly the same as the first, but what you're going to do is you're going to do one less round of that run. 1, 2 and 3, 4, so you do 5 rounds. And then you've got this, instead of doing the E5 and letting it ring out, you've got this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So just slightly different. So what I'll do is I'll just play the third chorus, okay? Just to show you. So you've got this, starts off again. A over C sharp, back to D5. A over C sharp. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 Cool, so that's the first, second and third choruses. Okay, so let's take a look at the second, third and fourth verses. Okay, so the second verse is when the kind of the band, it kind of picks up a little bit. The drums have a bit more of a prominent drum beat, etc. And basically what I've suggested here is a kind of down, down, up, down, up. We've done before. Again, it sounds pretty much very close to what's going on in the record. You may well vary it quite a lot, especially live, but this will work really nicely. So basically you've got this, again, very same sort of 8-bar phrase, but just different style that we had in, you know, we had before. Okay, so we're going to start off with A major, down, up, down, up, and then F sharp minor over C sharp. So here I'm going up, up, down, up on the B, the G, the D, and the G strings. Okay, and then E5. And here to mix it up a little bit, I'm doing the down, down, up on the B string, same as the other chords, and then doing up, down, up on the D and the A strings. Okay, I think it sounds a little bit. Otherwise, you're kind of doing the same note twice. So down, down, up, down, up. And then D5 back to a normal kind of picking pattern. Of course, that's the first 8 bars of the second verse. So I'll just do that again. So A major, F sharp minor, over C sharp. E5 again. It's kind of minimal guitar, but it's definitely a bit of a mixture between picking and strumming. Now, this is done twice. Now, the second time, right at the end of the D5, I think he's kind of doing this picking pattern to kind of build up to that second chorus that we just did earlier. So it has that, the last bar of the D5 is going to go down, up, down, up, down, up that we had. So it kind of precedes the second chorus, okay? So I'll do the second round of 8 of the second verse, okay? A major, F sharp minor, E5, D5, and that cool little picking pattern. Cool, so the fourth verse. So the fourth verse, very similar. Again, it's 2 rounds of this. I made a mistake, so in the walkthrough I actually only did it once, which is why I put *2 on there, but I have corrected that on the backing track. So for patrons, and also I'm going to be updating my main website, guitar teaching website, JS Musical School, jsmusicschool.co.uk. Because I know some people are not really into the Patreon thing of subscribing. But if you wanted the odd files, guitar profiles, guitar PDFs and backing tracks, for example, I made the backing track for this one, you'll be able to get that on the online shop in jsmusicschool.co.uk. So that'll be, keep your eyes open for that once the website's done. But yeah, so the idea is this is *2, this fourth verse, not *1 that I did in the walkthrough. And basically what you've got is you've got the same kind of picking style, A major. Again, don't forget the dynamics is really important in this song, so sort of pay attention in the walkthrough. You know, some bits I'm playing louder than others. Then E5, and the only really difference here is going to do that kind of build up, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then you repeat all that again. So A major, F sharp minor for 2 bars. Then E5, D5 for 2 bars. Cool, now in the third verse, so that was the fourth verse, we're just in the second and fourth verse. Now the third verse, you can hear in the record clearly there's this new guitar part that they've added to it. If you're not too keen on this bit, you could always do, you know, your own thing, or just stick with what we've been doing here in the second and fourth verse, but it sounds really cool. So again, based on the same kind of chord sort of structure, this 8-bar phrase, but you're kind of picking, got this cool little picking pattern. So what you're going to do, open A string. I think this is roughly what's going on. I think this is pretty close. So open A, then upstroke on the 2nd fret D. This is how I pick it. Then open B. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Some people like doing strict alternate picking, but I prefer to do this for this particular kind of riff. So down, up, up, A, D, and then the B. Then going back to the A string, and then second fret, I use my third finger, second fret B, and then little finger. Again, you could probably do it with different fingers if you wanted to. So you're going 0, 2, 0, 0, 2, 3 on the B string. So A, D, B, A, and then second fret B, third fret E, B as well. So 1. So the first, rhythm-wise, you've got 4 quavers or eighth notes, then 2 crotchets or quarter notes. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1. And you do that twice over kind of the A. And then you've basically got, going to miss the first half of the beat for the next bar. Third finger, 4th fret D, 1 and then basically going 1 and 2 and. So D, B, D, and then 2, 3 again on the B string. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And this is going over the F sharp minor chord, and you do that bar again, 1. Okay, and then going to do the same riff, but basically second fret instead of 4th fret. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and it goes really well with the other guitar as well that I put on the kind of backing track. And then which is just down, down, up, down, up, or picking, strumming, or even the palm muting if you wanted to. So, and then do the same thing but with the open D string now. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Again, same 8-bar phrase twice. So I'll just go through those 8 bars again. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 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 4. Cool, so that's the second, third and fourth verses. Okay, so let's take a look at the second break, the chords underneath the guitar solo and the 5th verse. So the second break, again you can do this either down, down, up, down, up, picking, strumming, or the palm muting. But what the prominent kind of guitar that I can hear on the record, it's basically this kind of new, kind of almost sort of got some modulation on delay on it. So it's really cool. So this is what I played in the walkthrough. So basically, this is what I think is going on again with a bit of delay and sort of chorus as well. So it won't sound exactly the same with a clean setting, but it'll still be fine. But yeah, definitely wanted the sort of delay effect or some modulation and things like that, and play around with that because it sounds really cool. So basically what you've got, it's a 2-bar riff 4 times. So you've got fretwise 0, open A string, 7th fret D, then 6th fret G. And you've got this again, downstrokes, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you've got 3 strums on the 0, 7, 6. Then you add your little finger to play the 7th fret of the G. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you're changing on the and of 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then you're going to start the second bar the same way, 0, 7, 6, 3 strums, 1 and 2, and there's a big stretch here so you might want to change your fingers, 1 and 2 to 0, 7, 4, so this is for 3 strums, and then back to 0, 7, 6, for 2 strums. So you got that second bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, again with some delay and chorus. So those 2 bars will sound like this. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So it sounds really cool, that kind of drone note A string as well. I'm pretty sure that's roughly what's going on. So that's the second break, which is kind of just a nice sort of departure from what the other guitar parts that we're doing. Cool, so then the chords underneath the guitar solo. So don't forget, any guitar solos will be available on Patreon, normally the day after these are released on YouTube or similar sort of time. This guitar solo is awesome. So I think it's Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine doing it. So I have to get my whammy pedal out for this. And basically, you want to cover a nice kind of overdrive, distortion, nice thick sounding chord. So what I've suggested for this, which is roughly what's going on the record, is that 8-bar phrase. Again, this is twice for the guitar solo 16 bars. And just do down, down, up, down, up. Again, nice bit of energy to it. So 2 bars of A, and 2 bars of F sharp minor. Again with some distortion, overdrive. You can add some picking as well to vary it up. And 2 bars of G5. And obviously you do that twice. That's the chord underneath the guitar solo. Cool, so then you've got the 5th verse. So the 5th verse, again, this is where it gets a lot more rockier. So suggested doing basically the same, very similar to the 4th verse, but a lot rockier. So you want a bit of distortion and overdrive and things like that. And Tom Morello, I think, on the record is doing some other sort of random improvisation as well. So yeah, you know, if you were playing this in a band situation, you can kind of just sort of vamp kind of over the top of it with various kind of licks that I think he's doing. But yeah, so basically the same kind of that picking pattern. So instead of the strumming that we had underneath the guitar solo, going back to that down, down, up, down, down, or with some distortion, or fully strummed if you want. And that kind of that build up from the D5 for 2 bars. You do that 2 rounds of that as well. It fades out on record, but I've just sort of on the backing track, I've just ended it on an A major chord. Cool, so that's all the parts. Again, don't forget to you know, sort of, you can slow down the walkthrough on any YouTube video. You can click on the cog icon and slow it down. So if that helps you play along with when I'm playing with a walkthrough, and obviously using the song structure should help. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. Any questions or comments or suggestions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Please subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications if you haven't already, and hit that like button if you've enjoyed the video. And again, if you're interested in getting guitar profiles, guitar PDFs, backing tracks, I think there's quite a lot of backing tracks that I've made for all these videos, and things like that. And also if you want to get requests and get tabs during the breakdown section, so this part of the video, if you wanted to get access to that, head over to patreon.com/Bruce Springsteen Guitar, and you should find there's loads of stuff on there already for the last sort of 6 months I've been doing it. Cool, so thanks again everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.